This video clip will outline how to use reading within Kurzweil for note-taking. We'll first take a look at the desktop app, and then we'll take a look at the web app. There are a variety of features within Kurzweil that support reading with note-taking that college students will be able to take good advantage of. Those you choose will depend on the version of Kurzweil that you have and on your personal preference. We know that college students can be challenged by the volume of reading that they need to do, and there are some useful strategies within Kurzweil that can help prepare for class and help students with reading after class as well. When faced with a reading assignment, it's useful as a pre-reading strategy to go to the thumbnail within Kurzweil and just take a look at what's being asked of you. Then you can just double-click on the first page to go to it. Following this, you might choose to skim the article in terms of the headings just to get a sense of the topic areas that you'll be reading about. In order to do this, you can go to the audio options on the right-hand side and then go to heading. Now, when I place my cursor on this second page and click on read, it will read the headings on this page. This particular article has been scanned both on double page and some pages are single page, just to show you what the difference looks like.
Etiology of eating disorders. Biological factors.
So each time it finishes a heading, I click to have it read the next heading.
Sociocultural variables.
So that gives me a sense perhaps about what I'm going to be reading about. And then there are some strategies to support you during reading. It's important to monitor comprehension as we read and to use vocabulary supports for words that aren't understood. A dictionary is an example of a vocabulary tool. This particular video clip will not deal with the vocabulary supports. Please refer to the video on vocabulary supports for a demonstration of these tools in Kurzweil 3000. One of the tools that is referred to as a study tool is the highlighter within Kurzweil. Highlighting while reading helps to focus you on your reading and helps you to think about the key concepts and ideas. And you'll want to develop some consistency in the colors that you use for different parts of the text. For example, you might choose always one color for main concepts, another for supporting details, and yet another for examples, or you may choose one for headings, another for main ideas, and a third for supporting details, and yet a fourth for examples. So I have already done this. I'm going to increase my magnification. And you can see that I've chosen yellow for headings, green for main ideas, and blue for supporting details. To highlight the next heading, I head over to the toolbar, select highlight, select my yellow highlighter, and then do the selection. I could also erase if I make an error, but I could also select first and highlight later. And I can do that either with my mouse, or if I'm having difficulty with my mouse, I can use the shift and right arrow key to select word by word and then select the color. Now, if you are going to use a consistent color scheme for different types of text that you're reading, you might want to name those so that you remember them. And you can do this by going into the Tools menu, to Options, to Highlighters.
I'm going to head over into the web version using the same article to show you how you would name your highlighters in the web version. So once again, just like on the desktop version, I select my highlighter toolbar, and there, the second icon in is where I can name them or rename them. So my yellow highlighter was for headings. My green highlighter was for main ideas. And blue is for supporting details. And now I'll click on Save. Now, when I pull out my highlighter menu and I hover over those, I see in the tooltip the name that I gave so that I can remember them as I'm working.
Now, of course, highlighting is a strategy that helps you to think about the text as you read, but it isn't note-taking and doesn't replace note-taking. And you'll want to summarize in your own words the concepts that you've highlighted in order to consume the text in a way that will help you to remember it and to be able to use those ideas later on, whether it's for a conversation, a discussion, or whether you are creating a presentation or needing to write about those details. Highlighting can be exported to a new document, and then you have the ability to move those ideas around and to summarize them in your own words.
These can be extracted in two ways, and it can be done in the desktop version as well as in the web version. So let's head over to the web version once again. Here I'm going to click on my highlighter menu first. And in this menu, I have the opportunity to extract my notes to a document. At the very end of this toolbar is the extract icon. First, I'm going to click on the Advanced button. And here I have the ability to choose what I'd like to be extracted. I don't have these selected, so it doesn't really matter if they're deselected, but I basically want my headings, main ideas, and supporting details. Here you'll notice that there's an indentation scale as well as a numbering scale, and we'll just leave those as they are, but they can be customized. This is opening a new document with my highlighters listed as they were in the document. And now I have the opportunity in this document to start summarizing based on my reading. Once I'm finished, I can delete those highlights and of course take away the color. The other way to extract highlights is to head over to the column notes icon and click on the extract highlights to column notes. But let's head back to the desktop version and extract the highlights in the desktop version. So in my toolbar, I have an extract highlights to column notes. Once again, I have my headings. I'll just click on OK and open a new notes file.
Notes are another feature that can support you as you're reading to ask questions, to make connections, and they can be included with highlights when extracting to a new document. So I might have a question here that I want to follow up on. That I don't want to forget, and so I'll just post it there and see if I find any information about that as I'm reading. The research also informs us about some professors who claim that completing a mind map for reading material can help students to begin to think about the key concepts within reading while they're reading before class, and as a result influence their engagement in the class itself. Kurzweil has mind maps, and this can be combined with the reading either in two windows side by side, or you could switch back and forth between the reading and the mind map. I'm just going to switch over to the web application and open a mind map there. So I'm going to go to the Universal Library. and then click on Write and New Brainstorm. So my new brainstorm name is going to be Eating Disorders Etiology. And file names can only contain letters, numbers, and underscores, no spaces. I've split my screen to make it easier. Just open 2 tabs and then split my reading and my mind map side by side. So now I can scroll through my reading for the main topic, which is eating disorders, etiology. Underneath that, my next bubble is biological factors. A subtitle, as I'm skimming my article, I see is genetics. And the brain. My next page is sociocultural variables. So I have all of my topics and subtopics, and now I can link them. And arrange them. And now I'm ready to go back to the beginning of my article, start reading, and bring in some notes to go under each of these. Of course, a mind map can also be done on the desktop version. And here we go into the Write tab and begin with a new brainstorm. And here we can type in. So it works almost the same way as on the web version, and is a really nice strategy for getting a sense of the main ideas in a topic before going into class after doing the assigned reading.